Despite popular belief, I do actually check on the comments on YouTube. Even though you can see it says sign in the top right and I was just sitting here laughing at it, I strongly agree with, wow, name pronunciations. Ilocano Detoy 22? Yeah, probably butchered that one, but I completely agree with this. They need to add a way to be able to convert regular shards into tauforged ones. Problem here is, no. There's a reason I'm saying not two of these, and, well, sorry, not three of these, and it comes down to the simplicity of it. Complete all Archon hunt missions to be awarded a this week at least, even though this will probably not be something I upload for a couple of days, but it may even be one I put into reserve for much later on. I do not know. I am without schedules at the moment, hence everything is getting later and later, and all I can do is apologise on that front, but 20% chance of becoming tauforged and one of the following items. You can usually get any of these items, you're guaranteed to get at least one of them from completing these missions. The guaranteed reward is, of course, the Archon shard for whatever that happens to be that week, but the reason I disagree with 3 and 2 would have to be the most, would be the fact that it's a 20% chance of being tauforged, and it only gives a 25% bonus. Oh. It seems that Frost has this special icon that no, I didn't mention when I did that video. Also didn't mention the fact that you can actually see the tauforged ones right here. 37.5% instead of 25%. It's basically a 50% bonus over what it would be. It's an extra 12.5%, which is about 50% of 25%. So it's an extra 50% bonus for a tauforged crystal than it is a normal one. I'm having to use that because obviously that one's health and that one's armor. And that one's armor because I've got 2 for armor and 1 for health. If that had have been armor, I could better demonstrate this. I do love the quick move there. You see, all I did was click on it. There was no cutting there, it just went straight there. I'm not removing this, which is a damn shame, but it just means that, well, you can see 37.5%. I just wish clicking on this would actually show the difference. So no, I don't think 3 would work wonders, but I agree with the 2. If you have 2 Archon shards, I would very happily have taken both of these, turned them into one, and had 225% armor instead of 300. It's actually, if anything, a downgrade over running 2 of these things. Because if you're running 2 normal shards, you're obviously getting the bonus twice. And when I say the bonus, I mean the base twice. So instead of it being 225, it would be 300 because you're using 2 of them. But obviously if you combine them and you do this over time, it means every one you have in there would be 225 armor, 225 armor, 225 armor, 225 armor, and yes, you probably guessed it, 225 health. Because I'm not a complete idiot, I'm not putting everything on Frost based on armor. Like if we, for example, increase his armor to 781, go back to abilities and you'll notice it's gone up just a little bit more. Cannot get any more of his stats pretty much higher than they are because Umbral mods. So yeah, there's a reason I went for health and armor on him, and that's mainly down to the fact that the snow globe is much stronger than it's supposed to be. So if we had a way of combining them, I think it should be added here. And what it should be is just like the feed helmet, but under Archon shards, right down here where the information button is, which for the record would literally be moved over 1, and it would be a combined shard option. under this whole menu where you take 2 normal shards and question mark for which one of these it could possibly be. Hopefully not bile again, because way too much of this system relies on bile. But it would have to be something in here, meaning instead of it costing a ton of a certain resource, it would cost a ton of lots of different resources, because as you can see, these resources, it takes many of different things. So if I had to take a guess, they'd probably go for bile again, or one that has rarer resources. And I wouldn't be that one, simply because of salvage and alloy plates. It rules out calc because Rabido. Just simply, that's about it. Biotics would probably be the better of them to do. Even though I don't know why that says biotics. It is plant-based, so wouldn't that be... nah. Let's leave it as it is before I dig myself into a hole there. It could be something this related, but I doubt it. We're talking about shards here. So if we had to guess which one to put it under, it would have to be the synthetics. Because it's artificial materials, rope-like strands, filaments, there we go, of filament. And the filament could be what they explain it as being used, which puts it into a resource that uses neural sensors, Archon cells. Yeah, that's pretty much it if we're being honest. Control modules, circuits. It uses electronic components that could then be used to take 2 Archon shards, combine them together, and allow you to have a forged one. Yes, I would very, very willingly do that for the Amber one instantly, because I have a spare one. But at the same time, out of, I believe it's a 20% chance or 1 in 5 chance of getting the tauforged shard, but there's 7. Love that's in there. The reason I don't think they're going to do this is with the 20% chance of getting a tauforged from the mission, it means 1 every 5 missions you should get a hold of a tauforged one. My next one should be a guaranteed tauforged, because I haven't had one in 4 weeks, which means the 5th one should be a guaranteed. I'm saying that it won't be, but I can hope, right? But it means that we can now get 2 Archon shards every week once you get to that point, because Chipper is also selling them. So every 2 weeks you're going to be able to, well, that's 2 shards right there, 1 from Chipper, 1 from the Archon hunt. The next week it's 2 more. There's only 3 shards, so every 2 weeks you're going to be guaranteed to have 2 of the same shards. Pretty much guaranteed. If not, you could have 4 of exactly the same one. I doubt that'll happen, but it will happen eventually at some point. Or you're going to have 2 of one and 2 of the other, because it could be that one's red, that one's yellow, and then the following week he's yellow and that one's red. And then you end up with 2 red and 2 yellow in the space of 2 weeks, and then you've got 2 tauforged, assuming you didn't drop a tauforged from there. But if you do drop a tauforged from there, it means the next week you can still, maybe, actually still build a tauforged one. That's the kind of reason that I think they won't do this, but hopefully it is something that they will consider, because there is going to be a lot of normal Archon shards that are just not being used because people want the tauforged ones. And if they use Helmant's resources to do it, it leaves upgrading them within his system. They could also then make it so you can take 2 Archon shards and combine tauforged Archon shards to combine them to get the extra 50% bonus. So 1 shard is the equivalent of having 2 actual shards in 1 slot instead of 1.5, and the 2 tauforged put together could be something else. I don't think they will do that one either, but I heard that one somewhere before you turned up, And I like that idea. But the fact that, yeah, combining two normal ones into a tauforged one, that is a hell of an idea, and hopefully an idea Digital Extreme are going to listen to. It's a much better idea than turning this into a deconstructor foundry where you can deconstruct unwanted weapons and frames and get the base components back. I love that idea. But it's another thing that they'll probably never ever do, even though it's something that people would probably use more than selling it for credits. Because once they've been playing for a certain point, 10,000 credits versus all of your resources back from building a weapon or a frame, yeah, I think they'd rather go for all the resources than all of the credits. But they can put a charge on deconstructing something as well, like 20% of the resources you don't get back for doing that. Maybe they'll do that. Hopefully they'll do the tauforged one first. But they never listen to anybody anyway, so with that we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.